Hi all, welcome to day 7 on VMware vSphere 6.7. Let's have a recap on things we discussed on day 6. Day 6 we performed expand and extend, correct? Expand and extend. Expand is done with the existing LUN, extend is done with the help of new LUN. Example.
VM was launching at that time.
VM was launching. You can do now today, not an issue. You can do anytime. Okay, expand and extend. We did it, and then we discussed about what?
Networking.
We kick-started with the ESXi networking, where I have written a diagram which briefs about physical switch to virtual switch connection over a physical NIC card that is called VM NIC 0. Okay, there are two types of ports. One is called quickly VM port group plus VM kernel. No one has touched the book. VM kernel port and virtual machine port group. Virtual machine port group is used for virtual machine traffic. VM kernel port is used for ESXi management and special features traffic, vMotion traffic, storage traffic, FT logging traffic, right? So it is used for a specific purpose only, right? All VM kernel ports required one physical NIC card. VM port group you can create any number of time, but VM kernel port required NIC card. Example, VMK0 used for ESXi management traffic. VMK1 would be used for vMotion traffic. VMK2 should be used for storage traffic. We have to dedicate one physical NIC card. If you don't have more than one NIC card, you cannot perform multiple NIC operations. Understood? That you should remember. We did this yesterday, right? And also we learned about how a single VM can be part of
multiple virtual NICs.
Correct now. How a single machine can be part of multiple port groups. Production development, we added additional NIC card and we made it available, right? And you would have seen that under the topology, network topology, you have seen, right?
Yeah.
It was listed under both the port groups yesterday.
Yeah.
So we did networking task over there, and also I gave assignment on NIC teaming policy. Very important interview question. They'll ask you what you mean by NIC teaming policy. Okay. And also they'll ask what is a storage policy. Storage policy also is there. Write down one interview question. Explain storage policy in ESXi. You will find this question in interview. So have you heard about round robin? Those policies are there in storage. Storage policy in ESXi. Very important entry question. You can mark it as important. Okay. Next question, important entry question. What is iSCSI multipathing? How it works? iSCSI multipathing. Whatever interview question I share, right? You prepare one book for interview question only. You write down all to that so that you read all interview question at one shot. iSCSI multipathing. Okay. What is software iSCSI adapter? How it works? You know this already. What is software iSCSI adapter? Next one. What is software FCOE? Fiber channel over Ethernet. What is software FCOE? Okay, remember all these questions. Next question. What is raw device mapping? RDM. This I will explain during VM disk topic. We'll do practically also. Okay, now let's get started with the next topic, vCenter server. Okay, see, your understanding should be like this. vCenter is equal to collection of ESXi hosts. ESXi is equal to collection of VMs. VM is equal to collection of files. Understood? Write down. Next headline, vCenter server. Note, server is equal to vCenter, host is equal to ESXi, Gust. These are all technical names. Gust is equal to VM, Gust OS is equal to Windows or Linux. Okay, I will bring theory notes for this. Types of vCenter, write down. Write down this. Windows vCenter is discontinued in latest version. Till 6.7 we had Windows vCenter server. Write down vCenter appliance headline. vCenter. So you can continue writing. vCenter appliance is a pre-configured Linux-based virtual machine that is optimized for running vCenter server and its associated services. ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಓಕೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. ಜಿಯೋ ಅಂತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆಗಪ್ಪ. And then can you able to view my screen?
Yes.
Okay, continue. Finish writing, huh? Okay.
So can I keep that seventh page itself? Seventh page.
7?
Seventh page. Can you keep that one?
Yeah. Done. Moving to, shall I move to 8th page? ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೇನೋ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಹೇಳೋ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳು.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದೆ ಹಂಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿ.
ಆ ಥರ ಬೇಡ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಬರೀ.
ಬರ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್, ಆಯ್ತು. ಈ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು.
ಆಯ್ತಾ?
ಆಯ್ತು ಸರಿ.
ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾನು.
ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್.
Subhash, you are writing, right? Okay. Let me know, like, if you are not written, then let me know. What is it? Sorry?
Sorry, finished.
Done. Okay, let me explain and then you can move on to writing other contents. Okay, look into my screen now. I told you there are two versions of vCenter is available. Okay, the primary task of vCenter is to manage multiple ESXi host. To do what?
Manage
Multiple ESXi host. Right. So in the Linux based vCenter server, VMware has got their own operating system called Photon OS. You know Red Hat, right? Red Hat is what? Red Hat is a company. They have an operating system called Red Hat Linux. They use a naming convention RH EL, Enterprise Linux, correct? Yeah. Similarly, VMware is a software company who hold a OS called Photon OS. It is customized OS from VMware itself. They only build it. See here, version 1.0. This is introduced in 6.5. Now you have very latest versions and all. Yeah, what else is made up of vCenter? vCenter has got a service called Platform Services Controller, PSC. Short form we call it as PSC, and other group of vCenter services. See, if you take any application, any software, right? The software is made up of group of services. Understood? Example, Zoom.exe. There will be a service running in the backend. Correct? Similarly, vCenter is made up of group of services, which is also involved a database called Postgres. Can you see here? You take any application in this world will have a database, because that application required authentication or login information. So there will be the backend database would be written. So that's why the front end are PSC and the backend is Postgres. All three are combined together to form one service called vCenter Appliance Service. Understood? Yeah. Right. So what this vCenter will do? It is capable of managing 2000 ESXi host. One ESXi can manage 1024 VMs. One vCenter can manage 2000 ESXi host, and it can manage up to 35,000 VMs in one single screen. Understood? In one single console, it can manage so many machines. Okay, and other supported services like Update Manager. Update Manager, we use it for patch management. You heard about system update, right?
Yes.
Whenever in your phone there is something called update your system, latest version is available. What is that? It is called patch. Latest minor software release. There are two types. One is called major software release, other one is called minor patch update release. So this can be done with the help of what? Update manager. Okay, and it is capable of supporting high availability or other cluster functionalities. We'll speak about this high availability later. And again, it is also support backup and restore. You can take a backup of vCenter machine and restore it. Understood?
Yes.
This is all about these two slides. And again, the view, how it looks like. Okay, write down this vCenter server services. Done. Okay, write down differences between Windows vCenter and vCenter Server appliance. Lalit, Aegis call பண்ணு, join பண்ணல. Call him. Aegis is not join the bridge.
Yes, mail.
Call him, sir. He's not joined the bridge. Mail ID we sent everything. Call him. Why he didn't join? Call him. We shared videos and all to him. Done.
It's not 52%.
So try to both numbers. Right. Write down vCenter server deployment options. And in top you should mention 6.5. Okay, these are all whatever you are writing, it is 6.5. Okay, in 6.5 there are some changes. Write down vCenter deployment options in 6.5. 6.5. Write down. Done. Done?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Next one. To that you have to continue this. Management interface. vCenter. Management interface of vCenter server. Number one, web client. Okay. In that there is a two type of web client. One is flash based, other one is non-flash. Yeah. Flash based and non slash based HTML5 client. To SSH. You can use SSH to vCenter appliance since it is a Linux machine. Okay, and also you have VMware API and SDKs. There are third party also. You can also manage with the third party softwares. Write on this. API means application program interface. SDK means software development kit. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. vCenter server prerequisites. Write down. Installation prerequisites. Number 1. Check interoperability guide database see there is something called interoperability metrics or a guide. Okay, do you remember hardware compatibility guide?
Yeah.
What is it?
CPU, RAM, and
That is for hardware verification. So vCenter is a software. To run a software, we have software verification also. See now, VMware interoperability metrics. Can you see this?
Yes.
So here, I'll go here, VMware product. So here, interoperability, select a solution. Solution here is, I want vCenter. vCenter. vCenter server. Can you see here?
Yeah.
vCenter server. Here it will ask you which version you want to check. Let's take, I want to check it for 6.7 update 3. Select a solution. Add a platform. Here I want a database. Solution. Platform solution database. Sorry, solution database. Here vCenter server. Here you can select 6.7 to be more specific. Database. Can you see database here?
Yeah.
MS SQL versions. So by the moment I selected this, so it started listing which of the databases are supported. Express MS SQL is supported. All these are supported. Oracle is supported. You have written already, right? Oracle and MS SQL. Correct now. Now if I change this to vCenter appliance VCSA. VCSA DB is embedded, so we don't need to check. VCSA is embedded with V Postgres database. We no need to separately add any database. Understood?
This software conflicts.
Pre-installed. See, vCenter Photon OS. 3 things are pre-installed. OS is installed. vCenter application is installed. Database is also configured. All 3 in 1. VCSA is a easy like OVA. OVA, what we did? We pointed to ESXi host and we deployed, right? Consider vCenter is like a OVA image, ready-made. Everything is available, pre-installed. vCenter, you have to manually install. Example, Windows OS you have to install. vCenter application you have to install, and then you have to point to the database to connect. In vCenter 6.7, Windows version of Postgres is available. Postgres is a database which is usually used in Linux versions. In 6.7, Windows version also available, that you can point and you can deploy vCenter. Okay, so now let's find some hardware prerequisites, minimum hardware requirements. First thing you should check, why I have shown interoperability, because in production they will not use, everyone will use Postgres. Some may use Oracle, some may use MS SQL. Okay, in that it will show, yeah, this version is supported. if you don't select the right version, you cannot install the vCenter only. Understood? That's why we have that. So let's get the hardware requirement vCenter 6.7. This is for vCenter appliance, vCenter server platform ports. This is 7, I guess. We need it for 6.7. 7 and all, there is no Windows version only. Only Linux version is there. vCenter, and here it is. Hardware requirements, vCenter, Windows server, Windows requirements. GB RAM, 80 GB disk space. Sorry?
Connection problem.
Lost connection is lost. This is ACT having some issue, I guess. You can switch to C4Geo 2.5, 2 gigahertz. That's a faster network. Or it will restore, connection will restore on the same bridge. C4Geo. You are in C4Geo only. You lost connection in C4Geo. Your connection is stable, right? Because there are two different types of networks. One is C4G, G for Ganguly. Okay, that one is ACT, where you connect to your lab 192 series. C for Geo is there. There you cannot connect to 192 series. Okay, you have to use public IP to connect. Hardware requirements. Number one, you need two virtual CPU. 8 GB RAM. 1 minute. Sorry. It's back. Oh, okay, okay. Adding Mr. Subhash back to. $80 GB and 1 GB. So these are the two things you should keep it ready. If it is Windows,
80 GB hard disk. 80 GB hard disk.
yeah. vCenter supported Windows Server operating system. You cannot install vCenter in Windows 10. You're getting my point? It should be installed in specific operating system only. Example, vCenter supported host operating systems. So can you see here Windows Server 2016? Can you see this? Windows Server 2012, Windows Server 2012, 2098. Oh, you can install in 2008. Oh, 2008 is not supported. Can you see? This is 6.7 year 2016 and 2012 only. Okay, 2008 is not supported, right? So we need these two naming conventions here. 2008 64, these four. Windows Server 2016. For Windows vCenter, select OS should be any one of OS should be any one Windows vCenter. It should be any one of OS below. Anyhow, for appliance, anyhow, Photon OS is there. Understood? Linux OS is there. You no need to do anything. For Windows, you have to choose the right operating system. Done?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a few more things which you have missed to write down. I have handwritten notes. See why I'm giving more notes on vCenter, because this is the key core. Okay. I want you to write down few points in this. Write down this point. Write down this point. vCenter server provides above 90% of vSphere features like vMotion, svMotion, HA, DRS, FT, clone, template, and so on. If you don't have vCenter, you cannot have these functions. Mention cluster also. Cluster. Add one line called cluster. Right. Write down views of vCenter. Write down this. In File Explorer, like that in vCenter, we have some views. Write down this. You are there now already.
Some issues was
Connection lost, you mean to say?
last time against
I don't know what to share. Why it is happening like this today? You all connect. Please connect to C for Geo. Connect to Geo. All connect to Geo.
password same, sir.
Same. Done. All of you. Okay. Write down. Next. Step-by-step procedure to install. Step by step procedure to install vCenter server. vCenter server means Windows version. vCenter appliance means what?
Linux.
vCSA means what?
Linux.
Linux based vCenter. Appliance means what?
Same.
There are different names. In interview, they may ask you what is vCSA, what is vCenter appliance, what is appliance. All are same only. Okay, appliance means ready-made machine where there is a OS pre-installed. Understood? Right. So let's see how to install. First thing is domain controller. vCenter server should be member of domain. Okay, vCenter server should be member of a domain. You know what you mean by domain, right? cloudforgreen.com is a domain. Okay, Bhaskar at cloudforgreen.com means I am a member of Cloud4Green domain. Understood? Similarly, that Windows machine should also be member of a domain. We should add it to a domain. Okay, I will show you. Maybe you heard like adding a machine to a domain like that. I will teach you. Okay, so have a look into my screen. Can you see DC September 2020?
Yeah.
This is a existing domain controller. Means already a domain machine is running. Let me show you this. And you're going to observe what are the things we're going to do now. Okay, because vCenter is very, very important. In interview, you don't know what kind of question they'll ask on vCenter. That's why I'm giving everything from scratch only, from interoperability metrics, hardware requirements, views, types of vCenter server, database which is used in vCenter server. Everything I am giving so that you will have a clue. Interfaces of vCenter server. Currently, one Windows machine is loading. Can you see that? So let it load. Meanwhile, I'm going to deploy a fresh machine with Windows OS in it. Create a new virtual machine. Create a new virtual machine. Let me call it as vCenter October 2020. And Gust OS version Windows. And you should select which OS?
Windows 8.
Windows 2003, yeah?
No. 2016, 12 or 8.
2003 or XP? Tell me quickly. Which OS I should select for installing vCenter server?
2012 or 264.
Yeah, see here. I'm selecting Windows Server 2016 or later, 64-bit. Okay, always select the latest version.
Okay.
Don't go older versions. Right? How much RAM we should give?
8 GB RAM.
8 GB RAM. Hard disk 40 GB would be sufficient. That's a most recommended. 80 GB is like higher value. 40 GB it supports. Can you see Windows Server 2016? Here it is. You see on ISO, that is 6 point. Is there any other DVD? 2012 is there that we don't want. 2 CPU. Okay, all good. And click on. Oops, I would have selected thin provisioning. Okay. Where is that machine? Windows 2000. settings, hard disk. I'll delete this. So what I have to do, I have to provide a thin provisioning. Thin provisioning will take only the required file acquired by the operating system. New hard disk, hard disk, thin provisioning. Okay, now I'm good to power on this machine. Now you see OS will load. Can you see? Press any key to log in. I should immediately press, otherwise it will see now. As soon I powered on, I have to press any key to enter this OS. There will be a message. Come on, quickly. Yes. Can you see? Yeah. Press any key. Command is not sent again. I have to press there. Power on, console. So OS will load now. Which OS? 2016. Okay. Now, meanwhile, we have one machine here. DC. Let's see what is there inside this machine. Can you see name of the domain? Craft.com. Okay. So there is a domain is available. How to create a domain, that and all you got to search in Google. Write down one assignment question. You know already, you don't need to take. You know domain and all, right? Install it. Windows. Okay. Okay. Write down this question. How to make Windows 2016 machine as domain controller? How to make Windows 2016 machine as a domain controller? There are some videos you have to watch and then write down the steps. Okay. This is good to know. They will not ask any question in interview, but it is good to know information. Okay. Done? Right. Look into my screen. I have a 2016 running machine. This is 2016. Can you see? I'm using a 160 days trial license in this. Now, there is a command called DNS mgmt. DNS mgmt.msc. So it will open domain name DC September, and within this there are something called forward lookup. Can you see craft.com here? Yeah. Have you heard about forward lookup and reverse lookup? See already vCenter 65. That is our domain controller. 188 is added. 198. Okay. That day, do you remember 188? There was a machine exist in the network. That is that Windows machine. Okay, that vCenter machine which I have. So this is not 188 machine. This machine is, I guess, one. No, I think the NIC is removed or the option is changed in this. How many NIC card I have? I have two NIC card. You can see only one NIC card it is working. Other NIC card it shows unplugged, right? So the reason is I made some changes. That's why it was showing like that. Let me fix this issue. Do you remember in OpenFiler we had the same issue? I fixed it. So I have to remove this, add a NIC card and put it in ACT network. So network 2, network 1 in ACT, that's right. So now you will see it is connected to 192 series. Can you see craft.com? Earlier only one was showing connected, right? See now. Now this is started working, and the status details 192.168 1.166. Right, this is domain controller machine. Now let's come back to vCenter October machine. Open a console. We have to install a OS, a proper 2016 OS. Okay, next install now. So again it will ask some questions like how much storage you want to format. If you have not done any 2016 installation and all, you have to do. See here, this is how you do it. It is asking like, do you want a desktop evaluation version? Yes, you should always select standard evaluation desktop experience. Data center is the highest version. This is a normal version. Okay, normal standard version is fine for us, but don't select anything other than desktop experience option. It will become a command line. Custom 40 GB, yes, use that entire 40 GB. Now it will install. Okay, let it install. We no need to worry. It will take some time, 5 minutes for sure. Meanwhile, can take a quick break. We'll resume by 10:30. Okay, fine. Take a break.